How are you, Eddie? Are you with us?
I am, Joanna.
Nice to hear you in a good mood. I hope you're absolutely ready for the presentation.
I am. It's slightly different to the presentation the last time.
Okay, my dear. So we are online. Let's start your presentation.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Joanna, and thank you, Piotr, and the Autoglass Poland team for inviting me to follow up on the previous presentation, which was back in November 2019. As the guys mentioned, we want to share with you today some trends on increasing glass complexity, but also what Autoglass Poland can do to prevent you from the rising claims costs linked to the glass complexity. The purpose of the session today is to create an understanding of the key technological trends in glass, or as we call it, VGRR, Vehicle Glass Repair and Replacement, to explain to you how Autoglass Poland are prepared for these challenges, and also to demonstrate what we can do to assist you in making informed underwriting decisions and help you reduce these rising claims costs linked to glass. So over the last few years, we are seeing a trend, larger and thinner glass, and since 2000 to 2015, average glass surface size has increased 15%, but the glass has actually got 10% thinner. And the example over here on the right is the Lucid, which will be launched which was launched in 2020. And you can see the amount of glass that's in this vehicle. And this is the trend. This is the way the vehicle manufacturers are moving forward. But why this is important to you guys as leasing companies and insurance companies is this is actually leading to different damage types and less repairable opportunities in vehicle windscreen glass. Play video 1. So here we see some new technology that's going to become more and more mainstream. Now, this is not going to be high-end vehicles. This is going to come just as standard in very, very basic cars. And what we say here is this is augmented reality. So you're going to see more and more of this equipment become mainstream over the next few years. And the aim here is to keep the driver's eyes on the glass instead of being distracted by things like looking at navigation systems that are on different screens in the cars. Already we see Mercedes-Benz are planning on having augmented reality and heads-up display in their vehicles. We know we have it now in the new Mercedes S-Class. But some of the challenges this will cause all of us, insurance companies, leasing companies, and certainly repair companies like ourselves, is these systems, in addition to the ADAS cameras, could possibly need recalibrated to make sure that the messages that are portrayed on the glass are in line with the systems on the cars. So we see the augmented reality roadmap. Now it's worth mentioning here, we've spoke about the windscreen, but augmented reality is also being planned for side glass on cars. So you imagine you're driving in your car, your children are in the back of the car, and there can be messages relayed to the side glass of the car to keep the people occupied. The most important part about this slide is if you look at the vehicle manufacturers who are actually driving this, it's not just the high-end cars like Audi, like BMW. Hyundai are going to make this equipment standard in their entry model vehicles. Now, this will significantly impact glass claim costs. So if we look at a windscreen today, 2020, you can see all the different attachments that are on the current windscreen. We have ADAS brackets, we have heated windscreens, acoustic glass, and solar films on the glass. But we know that by 2025, there's going to be a significant movement into ADAS-equipped glass. But the big watch out, certainly, is the heads-up display. Heads-up display is going to come more and more mainstream in entry-level cars. And with heads-up display and with augmented realities in cars, they will need to install more acoustic glass in the cars to keep the sound levels down within the vehicle. These are the trends, exactly what we see as Berlon across all our European markets. And we see very, very strong trends in acoustic glass, strong trends in heads-up display, and really strong trends in ADAS brackets. So what we're seeing from the vehicle manufacturers is already starting to have an impact in our supply chains, not only across Europe, but across the world. And the impact is it's impacting the glass claims cost across all insurance companies and all leasing companies. Some niche technologies, it's nice to know, but nothing mainstream yet, is we see some vehicle manufacturers switching towards what we call switchable glazing, where you can flick a button in the car and you can darken the windows of the car. And then we do see some cars, such as the Ford GT, which has the back glass panel made by Gorilla Glass, which they say is unbreakable. So that would be similar to the glass that you see on your iPhone. So this is nice to know, but we don't see any widespread deployment as yet. So what's the trend? What's the trend impact on claims cost and underwriting? So this is a great example just to show you. And when I give these presentations in the countries, I like to show cars that are relevant to that market. So if we take, for example, top selling car in Poland, the Skoda. If you were to walk into a Skoda main dealer today and just ask for a piece of glass for a 2018, 2019, not fitted, not recalibrated, just the bare glass, to the new Skoda Octavia now, there's a 76% price increase just in the glass. This does not include fitting. It does not include any recalibrations that are required on the vehicle. This is purely just the glass. So that just gives you a feel for the types of technology that are now associated with just the standard windscreen in the Skoda. And your market is no different to the other markets that we see. So this was a presentation that was given 3 weeks ago to a Dutch insurer, and they have quite a high level of Volkswagen Golfs in this market. The axis along the bottom is the value of the car, and the axis to the left is the price of the glass. And what you see here is a low value Volkswagen Golf now has a piece of glass in the front windscreen, similar to a vehicle that is worth 100 to 110,000 euros. And again, this does not include ADAS charges. The more advanced technology we see in glass and rain sensors can actually limit where we can offer windscreen repairs on cars. we cannot offer a windscreen repair within the area where the camera views. So as we move from single cameras to stereo cameras, you can see that it can limit the area of where we can perform a windscreen repair. The sample on the bottom right is the sample of a Subaru. And because of the Subaru technology, you can see that the limit of the area where we can carry out repair, we can only actually repair the top 1/3 of the windscreen. And as we see heads-up display become more and more mainstream in many of the manufacturers, this is going to cause more issues for where we can repair repairable damage in the windscreen. Now, we are very, very, very aware of this, and we are developing new technologies to try and overcome these technological challenges from the vehicle manufacturers and the glass manufacturers. Play video 2. So this is an example of our ARC technology. So since 1990, since the introduction of glass repair, we've moved as Berlon and as Autoglass, our technology. We had to change the technology we use to replace to repair the glass, because the glass has changed. As I mentioned earlier, glass has got thinner, and when glass becomes thinner, it presents us with more challenges. So when we try and push the resin into the cracks, we need to make sure that we don't apply too much pressure that it breaks the glass. The example on the top right, 1990, is the example of the Berlon technology that was first developed, and this is called bridge technology. And you can see here the vehicle manufacturers such as BMW and Opel are still using this old technology, which does require applying quite a lot of pressure uncontrolled on the glass to get the resins to go in. We've developed new technology, what we call ARC technology, and it applies less pressure, but it actually puts more resin in the glass. And we've had to adapt this technology to deal with the thinner glass that the vehicle manufacturers are now installing in the cars. There are no legal requirements on windscreen repair. There are individual country standards. We keep fully auditable standards for all the repairs that we carry out, and we follow all the guidelines as for our resins and the quality of the products that we sell in our windscreen repair. But what makes us different? We know that car manufacturers make cars. They don't make glass repair systems. But it's the art and the craftsmanship of the Berlon trained, the Autoglass trained technicians that enable us to deliver the high repair percentages and the high quality repair standards across all our markets across the world to deal with the changing demands that are coming from the glass and the technologies. Repair eliminates glass replacement clearly when it comes to windscreens, but given that we now see so many cars coming with recalibration, with cameras, heads-up displays, if you repair a windscreen, which saves you replacing the windscreen, then the saving is the glass plus the saving from not having to recalibrate the vehicle. And this significantly reduces the claims cost, which you can save money for your partners and for your customers. So 3 facts about glass repair. Now, most of you know that I work across many markets across the world, And we're proud to say, as Berlon and as Autoglass, we have some of the highest repair percentages in the world. But we just don't get those repair percentages overnight. We put a lot of time and effort into the training, the tooling, and the equipment to make sure that we can deliver what we promise to our leasing company partners, to our insurance partners. So I thought it was just relevant just to cover 3 facts from the Polish market about glass repair. Fact number 1, we know that in Poland, 96% of people who present to Autoglass with a chip repair end up having a chip repair done. And the way I like to explain this to customers across the world is the damage that Autoglass is presented with by the customer is no different to the damage any other dealer or vehicle glass repair and replacement company is presented with. The chip is a chip. It's how our technicians, our branch managers, and our technical guys deal with that makes us able to convert 96% of those repairs into a repair being done, therefore saving the costly windscreen replacement or the calibration. Point number 2, as Piotr mentioned earlier, we give a quality guarantee on the repair in Autoglass Poland. If the repair fails, simply, we'll replace the glass for free. That's how confident we are in repairing the windscreens to the high standard. And fact number 3, we measure NPS. We measure NPS across all our markets across the world. And what we can show you in Poland is that customers value repair. Customers who have a windscreen repair carried out in Poland actually score a higher customer service score than customers who have a glass replacement. So we could ask ourselves why. But repair is convenient, it's quick, and it's cost effective. But the most important part is the quality of the finished repair is of a really, really high standard, which says that customers really value windscreen repair. Joanna, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Thanks a lot. Your knowledge is absolutely really incredible.
Technologia jest naprawdę niesamowita. No i jutro znów będziemy Cię słuchać. Także bardzo dziękuję.
Szanowni Państwo, jak Państwo sami zaczynacie zdawać sobie sprawę z tego, co to była dla mnie absolutna nowość, że szyba samochodowa staje się czymś w rodzaju...
started realizing that the windscreen is becoming like a command center. And of course, you need to be able to repair this command center, and you have to learn how deep the damage can be to the windscreen. Because the windscreen today is like the house for all the safety systems and other features. And this is what we are going to be discussing in the remaining part of our webinar. Now I would like to invite you to a short break, and then after the break I'll see you again.